Coach, congrats. Start off with the opening statement, and then I'll open it up for some questions.
You know, they're a really good defensive team, physical team. You could tell the first half we struggled, turned the ball over too many times. Second half we really tightened up, didn't have near as many turnovers. So that was good to see. We saw 3 different styles in the tournament. The other 2 teams that we played were more finesse teams. This team was just more of a grimy, scrappy team. And, you know, they're better than their record indicates. They played a lot of teams really close. And so you can see why they play so hard. It was good to get our offense quick in the second half. First half we struggled. We shot 37% from the field. Second half we shot 62% from the field. Our first half defense was really good. So we kind of made a decision at halftime. Do we want to try to get our offense going by being more aggressive with our defense that may give up more points, but it'll get our offense going? And we kind of went with that, and we kind of got out in transition a little bit, and then obviously made some shots. You know, I'm glad y'all getting to talk to Josh Holloway right here. He's really just one of the more talented players I've coached and is extremely athletic. When he plays the right way and doesn't try to overdo it, he's as good as any guard in this league. And so it's just really good to see him honing in, playing the game the right way, guard anybody. Just his discipline has to just keep getting better as it has since he got here. And when he's doing that and playing disciplined basketball, I mean, he's got too much talent to not be a major impact. You know, you look at him tonight, he had 13.6 assists, only 2 turnovers. When he was on the floor, we won by 21 points, and that's a big deal. And, you know, he played 26 minutes. So basically, when he was out there, he had the biggest plus-minus of anybody involved in the game. Obviously so talented, and you know, you got to see him as a freshman, got to learn from older guys, got to learn from Rylan Jones. But when they're both on the floor together, we're pretty hard to stop at the guard position. You're going to see more and more of that. So last game of the tournament, now we get a little bit of rest, and we crank it back up next week. So looking forward to getting some rest and being able to practice to get ready for this road game.
Yeah, 3 wins in 4 days. What have you maybe learned about your team over the last 3 days that you haven't coming in? What do you think that can come over next week after this week?
It's somebody's night, somebody different. It'll be their night every night. It's kind of how it rolls, right? RJ closes it a lot with those big threes. That was similar in all 3 games. But, you know, one night it may be a Trey Ford night, next night a Colin night, next night a Jaden night. And as long as our team can rally around that it may not always be their night. But if it's not their night, I'm going to do everything I can in other areas to help the team, then we can be pretty good. We still got a ways to go. We sometimes we're too sloppy. But I think we can get there. And I think we just got to understand that, like, some teams are finesse teams, some teams are power teams. Like, we got a group of players that are more power and a group of players that are more finesse. And depending on the game, we got to kind of go with what the game calls for.
Coach, noticed that you started Isaiah West this game. What was kind of that thought process?
We just got to do a better job with our rotations. And it's not anything against Julian, but he's kind of in a group with a lot of scorers, and Julian looks to score more than Isaiah does. And then we come off the bench, and we got a group where it's not as many scores. And so we want to put another shooter in that group and kind of have Isaiah to be a ball mover and a defender like Julian is in that first group. And then we start Josh the second half because we've been bad starting second halves and aren't aggressive. We settle for 3, so we want to get one of our better slashers in there. I mean, it's no secret, Josh Holloway, like we don't necessarily have a starter group. You know, it's just kind of done at the end of it by minutes at the end of the day. But Josh Holloway is certainly one of the 5 guys that you'll see on the floor in crunch time, as you've seen a lot of these games, whether it's for offense or defense. So anyway, that was not going to be a pretty game, the way that they play and how scrappy they are. So it's good to be able to get it done ugly, I guess, because guess what? In that conference tournament, you know, they don't tell you, hey, well, y'all played pretty. You get to play tomorrow. You either won or you lost. And you're going to have to win some pretty, win some ugly. Appreciate it.